Welcome to our slideshow presentation. We have some exciting things going on in the hospital parking office and we would like to share them with you. Currently, the university is in the planning stages of its next 5-year plan. Some topics that you may see could be whether to go forward with the original plan to charge for evening and night parking permits. Consideration could be made to increase the daily maximum in the visitors deck from a maximum of $8 per day to a maximum of $10 per day. With that increase, you could expect to see an increase in the cost for valet parking at the hospital as well. Construction updates. The Craig Deck construction project is on schedule for completion in August of 2015. Upon completion, the hospital will gain an additional 900 spaces for our employees. Resurfacing of the Skipper Bowles Drive is set to begin after the men's basketball season has concluded in March. The project is expected to continue through early to mid-August. We should expect to see traffic pattern adjustments and detours as well as an impact on the flow of traffic on Manning Drive. Original traffic patterns are expected to resume by the beginning of the new parking year. For the 2015-2016 parking year, we are planning on removing the registration process. That's right, no registration. UNC Hospital employees who currently have or receive an annual parking permit by the beginning of the new parking year will receive a parking permit in the same parking location for the following year. Employees may change their annual parking location by way of the annual parking permit waitlist. Something new this year, expiring permits. Expiring permits are good from the date the employee accepts it and will expire at the end of the same parking year. They will not be renewed the following year, meaning if at the end of the parking year you still have an expiring permit, you will need to apply for a park and ride permit for the beginning of the next parking year. Also, new this year, our wait list will carry over from one year to the next, meaning if on August 14, 2015, you are number 29 on the Jackson Deck wait list, then on August 15, 2015, you will carry over to that same position. Please keep in mind that employees with more total state service time placing themselves on the same wait list would be placed ahead of you just as if you were placed ahead of others. Annual parking permits are renewed from year to year. No registration is needed for the next parking year. No additional wait list will be needed if you have your desired annual parking permit. Annual permits, with a few additional factors, are determined by total state service date. You may add or change your waitlist choice at any time by submitting a waitlist application or by going to our website at the UNC Hospital Parking Office during our regular office hours. We have introduced a new waitlist that is designed to help employees with less seniority who work on campus and have parking assignments off campus to give them an opportunity to have on-campus parking. The expiring waitlist offers permits that are allotted to the hospital beyond its original contracted allocation to employees for the remainder of the parking year. These permits will expire and will not be renewed the following parking year. This waitlist is determined by the number of expiring permits that we have available at the beginning of each month. These permits are offered to employees according to their total state service date, and once an employee has been offered and accepts an expiring parking permit, they are encouraged to then place themselves on the annual parking permit waitlist for the parking area of their choice. We are happy to sit down with an employee and give them their ranking for each list they are interested in. Employees may only be on one waitlist at a time. Parking office staff members are unable to recommend a parking area for an employee. Adverse weather. The parking office does its very best to get parking updates and alerts to our employees as soon as possible. Please be sure to pay attention to all of the alerts that are sent out and posted. We encourage you to read each of them carefully and to subscribe to the appropriate social media sites that may apply to you. Chapel Hill Transit Services will follow their normal routes and schedules as long as the streets are safe to travel. If you must travel, be safe, dress for the weather, and expect delays. Any Triangle Transit operational or route changes will be posted on their website. Point to Point will continue to operate as long as the road conditions warrant. Please note that Point to Point may alter routes or suspend service at any time if road conditions are deemed unsafe. For questions or information on changes to PART services, please call the PART Hub at 336-883-PART or visit their website. The S11 lots are the designated overflow parking areas once the university declares them as such. The Dogwood Visitors Deck is reserved for patients and visitors of UNC Hospital, unless otherwise posted. Employees who park in this deck and not authorized are subject to pay the hourly or daily rates, ticketing, towing, and/or booting of their vehicle. If an employee is a visitor or a patient at UNC Hospital, an affiliate permit may be obtained at the security booth on the second level of the dogwood deck or at the hospital parking office during regular office hours. With the use of this affiliated permit, the employee will be responsible to pay the hourly or daily rate upon exit. Read all posted signage and permit information front and back, emails, parking coordinator notices, news for employees and parking office social media updates, and websites for pertinent weather and operation messages. Violation of parking policies and ordinance could result in citations, towing or booting of vehicles, loss of parking privileges, and even disciplinary actions. The UNC Hospital Parking Office is not responsible for fees or action taken against vehicles parked illegally. If you have questions or concerns, please refer to the back of your permit to find the number to motorist assistance. Due to safety concerns during ice and snow, the top level of the parking decks will likely be closed and gates will likely be raised. Raised gates do not imply open parking. Parking areas are still reserved for permit holders unless otherwise posted. Use of restricted areas could result in citations, towing or booting of vehicle, loss of parking privileges, and even disciplinary actions. The hospital parking office is not responsible for fees or actions taken against vehicles parked illegally. If you have questions or concerns, please refer to the back of your parking permit to find the number for motorist assistance. Please help us maintain the integrity of the dogwood deck and our valet services for our patients and visitors. Please attempt to park in your designated parking area. If Chapel Hill Transit routes are impacted, delayed, or altered due to the weather, the S11 lot along Skipper Bowles Drive will be available to commuters. Please contact Chapel Hill Transit for updates on specific lots. If your assigned on-campus area is full, please contact Motorist Assistance. You can find their phone number on the back side of your parking permit.